I was asked, are you guys going to do more Protect Our Farms? Because it was, in the last series, it was, what's the thing that's actually going to, keep a legacy moving, to the next generation? Because, we all work we're all, we're chasing girls in high school and college, and then we get married, and then we're still, going, hardcore, and then we have kids, and so we try to slow it down a little bit, be there for bedtime. And we got T-ball.
Yeah.
We got T-ball on us, and so we're trying to now balance more family life in instead of, just hardcore go, 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 go.
And there's a lot that goes into that. And there's a lot of moving parts to preserving the legacy. And yeah, there's just a lot to shoulder.
There is a lot. And then trying to transition to where you're being respectful of the generation that was before you, and then, now we've got employees or people that now we're, I'd say, in charge of or directing, or, and those decisions that we make impact the future of their lives. And so it's, it's this time, it's an awkward time because you've got so many wide-ranging variables at play.
It is. I kind of explained this to Ethan in a conversation we had. We were just talking crops, so we were about rapid uptake. As I feel like late 20s, early 30s, when we start having young families, is our rapid uptake time as humans and business. Like, it seems like there's so many things coming into the mind, into the business. It's like I was telling Ethan, like, I feel like I'm spending more than I can even make right now because I'm trying to set up an infrastructure for my legacy and my family. And so there's a lot that goes into that. And I feel like, but having young kids, for me, that was what started to bring everything full circle. I went from young man who really all I cared about was hunting, fishing, and chasing women, and then you have kids and you're
now
like,
we're hunting, fishing, and chasing one woman.
Yep. And then it's like, and then but you have them kids, and now you're like, okay, I have purpose.
Yeah.
I have purpose. Like, now my job needs to sustain not one person, but 3 or 4 or 5 or however many kids you're going to begin to have, and it really becomes a lot more serious. If that there's a hard shift there. It really is. It's not just a job no more. It's not just a paycheck. Now it's a.
You see the things you didn't do right more so because you feel like it has more effect on your long-term legacy.
Yeah.
Like I struggle with some planner issues this spring. And a lot of them were self-induced. I literally hit the wrong button, and I had a load cell bad in 2 rows, and it was a down pressure sensor. It's just giving me the feedback, and I was tired of it looking goofy on my monitor, and so I went in and I zeroed it out. And on Case Planner, it's been retrofitted with precision stuff. You can zero it out, and it takes the median of the row on either side of it.
Oh, sure.
And so if you're running 80 and 90, it'll tell this row to just run 85. And that is a cool feature. Instead of being broke down, you can keep going.
Yep.
I zeroed out my delta force sensor, my hydraulic force, and I was like, which they're connected. Like it's down. It's 2 things that are have to do with my down pressure, and so I did it on 2 rows, man, and I planted 60 acres before I realized, and I just looked back, and 2 row units were not doing that, that gentle, and it was on strip till, that gentle, up, down. It was it was and then stuck. And it would not move, and it stuck, would not go up and down. And I'm like, oh no. And dude, I got out on one field, the strip. Anytime I got out of the strip, there was seed on top of the ground.
Sure.
The strip was soft enough to where it was still dropping seed in the strip. Yeah. But Oh my gosh, man. Then my end rows, anywhere I got
Right.
just off the center of the strip. And so I went back and I had my map and I punched in and I turned on those 2 rows. And this was when the other corn was out of the ground. I didn't know, you
Right.
know, and I didn't know exactly where it screwed up. And anyway, and so I went back and I filled those in. And so now I've got, in the grand scheme of things, is it, out of say 1,000 acres of corn, is it 4 acres total that screwed up?
Right.
Probably not even.
But if you're like me, when that stuff happens, when you get out of the cab and you see that, your heart just sinks.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Because it wasn't on land I owned. It was on land I sharecrop. And it was with one of my dearest, closest landlords that I work, which, if it was with another one I work with, it probably wouldn't have gone so well. But anyway, he used to farm. He gets it. He's like, stuff happens. And I mean, filled it in. And it's going to be interesting to see, because now you've got a V7 plant, V8, and then you've got, a V4 plant, 2 rows. And I'm curious to see what it looks like. It'll be a cool test.
It'll
I
turn
wish
out
it wasn't
fine.
a test. Yeah, I mean,
It'll be fine.
will I end up seeing it in a yield monitor? Probably not that much, but overall, we'll drive by it later. Field looks freaking great. Now that it's filled in, now that the canopy's filled in.
Those mistakes always happen on the busiest of roads too. It's always the highway.
Oh, yeah.
It's always the
I
highway.
think I need to remember this every year. It's like when we get started planning, because there's always bugs like that to work out. It's like go down one of the minimum maintenance roads, go to the back corner, and then start.
That's where I
I started
start.
this year. That's
Yep.
not where I've always started, but I'm starting to get a little wiser with maybe a few more years.
I don't.
And-
Usually we go up to the PWF and start because it's right there by home. We're
Right.
close. If
Close
anything
to
goes
home.
wrong,
If
we go
something's
work
wrong,
on.
I got my tools.
Where I started this year
Right on
was
the
not
highway.
handy. Where I started this year was not handy, but it was 25 acre little creek bottom patch, and you work out the bugs. And I did actually make a few mistakes down there, but I haven't been. I've been down there like twice, so.
It's crazy how it's funny, man. We put that machine away, and when we put it away, we can tell you every single thing about that machine that anyone never wants to know. Mm-hmm. Everything. We put it away, we pull it back out, and it's like I've never seen this thing before.
Oh yeah,
I
remember you.
I forgot to fix that. Yeah, I remember you.
Guys, if you've liked the information that you've seen so far, go ahead and check out the full-length podcast on our YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe there. It's also on all the major podcast platforms. We're constantly dropping info and more content on all the social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, etc. Check it out for a lot more content.